As the NBA offseason heats up, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: the Golden State Warriors are not sitting idle. After a roller coaster 2024-25 season that ended far earlier than Dub Nation hoped, the front office is looking to reload, not rebuild. And at the center of these plans are two intriguing names: Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton. Let's start with Horford, the seasoned vet, a five-time All-Star, and one of the most respected locker room presences in the entire league. Sources close to the Warriors front office have confirmed that conversations have taken place about potentially bringing in Horford should he hit the trade block or become a buyout candidate. At 38, he's no longer the player he once was athletically, but his basketball IQ, spacing, and defensive communication remain elite. Why would the Warriors be so interested in a player his age? Simple. They need experience, toughness, and smart decision-making in the front court. With Kevon Looney likely on the move and Draymond Green not getting any younger, Horford represents a stabilizing force, a guy who has been through every possible playoff scenario. He won't play 30 minutes a night, but he doesn't need to. What he brings is leadership, a reliable three-point shot from the corner, and the kind of veteran poise that championship teams always need in critical moments. Pair that with DeAnthony Melton, one of the most underrated guards in the league, and suddenly the Warriors' bench looks a whole lot more dangerous. Melton, who played for the Sixers last season, is a tenacious defender, a solid secondary playmaker, and someone who can knock down threes at a consistent clip. In other words, he's exactly the kind of two-way guard that fits perfectly alongside Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. Bringing in Melton would allow Steve Kerr to limit Chris Paul's minutes, give Curry more time off the ball, and insert a disruptive perimeter defender into closing lineups. In the playoffs, when every possession matters, Melton is the kind of player who can swing a game with a key steal or deflection. He's gritty, fearless, and hungry. Just the kind of energy injection the Warriors need if they want to stay competitive in the increasingly physical Western Conference. But the potential additions of Horford and Melton are about more than just on-court skill. These moves speak volumes about the team's mentality. Despite losing in the play-in and facing questions about the aging core, the Warriors are doubling down on winning now. They're not tanking, they're not starting from scratch. They're making one final calculated push to deliver another banner to the Chase Center. Let's be honest, this is not the type of front office behavior you see from teams that are ready to fade away quietly. This is the behavior of a franchise that still believes in the greatness of Stephen Curry, that still values the heart and soul of Draymond Green, that still thinks Klay Thompson, with the right support around him, can have one more vintage playoff series left in the tank. By targeting veterans like Horford and Melton, Golden State is sending a loud and clear message to the league and to its own fans. We are not done. This is about maximizing Curry's window, about surrounding him with players who understand the stakes and have the mental and physical toughness to rise to the moment. This isn't just a front office strategy, it's a culture statement. It's a reminder that the Warriors are still a destination franchise, that even with the noise, even with the critics calling them washed, veterans around the league still want to wear the blue and gold. They still want to play next to the greatest shooter of all time. They still believe in what this team can accomplish when healthy and focused. And for Dub Nation, this is exactly the kind of energy we needed. The possibility of Horford spacing the floor or Melton locking up opposing guards in a playoff series is more than just a dream. It's a glimpse at how the Warriors could turn the page and write one final glorious chapter in this dynasty. So now we ask you, do you believe this is the right direction? Would Horford and Melton give the Warriors the edge they need for one last title run? Or should the front office aim even bigger? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. One thing's for sure, the Golden State Warriors aren't done yet, and if this offseason plays out the way insiders expect, the rest of the league better be on high alert.
In the modern NBA landscape, few players spark more polarizing conversation than Draymond Green. Love him or hate him, the man is always in the spotlight. Whether it's for a flagrant foul, a passionate podcast episode, or a game-saving defensive play, Green refuses to be ignored. But as the Warriors look to reshape their roster and prepare for one final title push with Stephen Curry leading the way, many in the national media have begun questioning whether Draymond's time as a critical piece is coming to an end. That's where Kendrick Perkins stepped in, and let's just say he made it loud and clear. Draymond still matters. In a recent appearance on ESPN's First Take, Perkins passionately defended Draymond, shutting down the narrative that the Warriors would be better off moving on from him. "You take Draymond off that team and it falls apart," Perkins said bluntly. "He's the voice, the enforcer, the anchor. Steph Curry is the soul, but Draymond is the heart. And I don't care what nobody says, Golden State doesn't win 4 championships without him. Period." That kind of endorsement from a former NBA big man who's known for being brutally honest holds weight. Perkins, who isn't shy about calling out underperforming stars or soft locker rooms, understands exactly what Draymond brings. It's not just defense, it's attitude, leadership, accountability, and intensity. It's the kind of fire that can't be measured by stats, but is absolutely essential when the postseason lights are at their brightest. Sure, Draymond's had his share of on-court incidents. Yes, there have been suspensions, fines, even altercations with teammates. But as Perkins emphasized, those flaws come with the territory when you're dealing with someone who cares this deeply about winning. He's not out there chasing numbers, he's chasing banners. He's wired differently, and that's exactly what makes him irreplaceable. Perkins also addressed the growing chorus of media voices claiming that Draymond is a liability more than an asset. He said, "Look, I get it. He's not going to drop 25 points a night. He's not a shooter. But what he gives you, those reads, those rotations, the way he quarterbacks that defense, the way he talks, it's special. And teams that don't have that guy, they don't win." It's a message Dub Nation has long believed, but needed to hear from someone outside the Bay Area. In many ways, Perkins gave voice to what Warriors fans have known for a decade. Draymond isn't a problem, he's the glue. And with the Western Conference more competitive than ever, Golden State can't afford to undervalue what Green brings on and off the court. This public defense couldn't have come at a better time. With off-season rumors swirling and after a frustrating exit in the play-in, Draymond has become a target for critics claiming the dynasty is dead. But hearing a respected analyst like Perkins back him up flips the narrative. Instead of asking whether Draymond is holding the Warriors back, we're reminded why he's always been the one holding everything together. Beyond his defense, passing, and leadership, Draymond brings something else that's hard to find in today's game: accountability. He's not afraid to call out mistakes, even his own. He sets the tone in practice. He brings the edge in playoff games. He pushes younger players and he holds veterans to the same high standard. That kind of presence is rare, and it's no coincidence that even Steph Curry has said repeatedly, "We go as Draymond goes." Let's not forget how critical he was during the Warriors' 2022 title run. His performance in the finals, especially on defense, was a masterclass in basketball IQ and grit. Without Draymond's ability to switch, talk, and organize, Boston might have stolen that series. Instead, he showed once again why he's the Warriors' backbone. So when Kendrick Perkins says the Warriors need Draymond Green, it's not just hot take TV, it's basketball truth. This team isn't just about splashy offense and three-point barrages, it's about defensive discipline, trust, and identity. And Draymond, for all his volatility, represents the beating heart of that identity. As the front office evaluates every angle this offseason, from trades to free agency to rotations, there's one decision that shouldn't be up for debate. Draymond Green belongs in Golden State. He's not the past, he's the bridge to one more championship future. So, let's throw the question to you, Dub Nation. Do you agree with Kendrick Perkins? Is Draymond still the fire this team needs for one last ring? Or should the Warriors start preparing for life without their emotional leader? Drop your thoughts below. One thing's for sure, if Draymond stays locked in, this dynasty ain't done yet.
In an offseason filled with rumors, speculation, and plenty of doubt surrounding the Golden State Warriors,
One voice cut through the noise with unwavering clarity: Draymond Green. Speaking recently on his podcast, The Draymond Green Show, the veteran forward didn't mince words when discussing the Warriors' future. While analysts continue to write the Dynasty's obituary, Draymond had a message for the doubters. "We're not done. One more ring is the mission." Let that sink in. Not "we'll see," not "maybe," but one more ring. It wasn't just a hopeful quote, it was a statement of intent from a man who's seen it all, won it all, and refuses to go quietly. Draymond's tone was confident, borderline defiant. He acknowledged that things didn't go the way they hoped last season. The early play-in exit, the injuries, the inconsistency, the noise around Klay's contract, but then he made something else clear. None of that shook the belief inside the locker room. According to Green, "We know what we're capable of. We've been through hell before, and we always respond." It's that kind of mentality that separates legends from the rest. Draymond isn't interested in rebuilding. He's not playing for development or moral victories. He's playing for banners, and believes that the Warriors still have the foundation to chase one more. Steph Curry still playing at an elite level. Andrew Wiggins, when focused, is a two-way force. The youth movement with Kuminga and Moody is growing, and now with the potential additions of veterans like Al Horford or DeAnthony Melton, Draymond believes the pieces are falling into place. We need guys who understand winning, guys who aren't afraid of the moment, guys who'll sacrifice. It's not about names, it's about fit, toughness, and IQ. That's what wins championships. He even touched on the organization's front office moves and their recent emphasis on surrounding the core with more playoff-experienced role players. While Draymond didn't name names directly, it's clear he approves of the direction Mike Dunleavy Jr. is taking. Less emphasis on projects, more emphasis on players ready to win now. Draymond's comments weren't just motivational. They were also strategic. He knows the narrative around Golden State has shifted. No longer the hunted, they're now seen as fading legends trying to stretch their window. But that's exactly the kind of narrative that fuels him and this team. And when Draymond is fueled, the Warriors are dangerous. He also didn't shy away from holding himself accountable. "I didn't play my best basketball last year. That's on me," he admitted. "I let some things get to me, but I've recentered. I've locked in. I'm training harder than I have in years because I know the opportunity's still there, and I'm not going to let it slip away." That self-awareness is part of what makes Draymond so crucial to this group. He's not just a loud voice. He's a voice backed by leadership and action. When he says he's ready for war, you believe him. And when he says this team still has one more run in them, fans have every reason to get behind it. What makes this declaration so powerful is the timing. Draymond could have said nothing. He could have let the off-season chatter keep spinning, but instead he put a flag in the ground and rallied the troops. For Warriors fans, that's exactly what they needed to hear. So here we are. The off-season isn't done. Moves are still coming. The roster might still evolve. But one thing is now crystal clear. Draymond Green is all in. And when he speaks with this kind of conviction, the Warriors tend to follow. To every Warriors fan out there who's doubting, to every media member ready to bury the dynasty, to every Western Conference rival already counting Golden State out, Draymond has a message for you. We're not done. One more ring. That's the mission. Now, it's your turn, Dub Nation. Do you believe? Can this core pull off one more run? Is Draymond's fire exactly what the team needs to ignite the final push? Let us know in the comments, because if Draymond is ready for war, you know Steph isn't far behind.